Next on Worcester News Tonight, a hit and run sends a Worcester police officer to the hospital. Plus, heading home for Thanksgiving, we take a look at travel and safety concerns across New England. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Madison. We'll have an update on that hit and run later, but first, a busy day on the roads and in the air for millions of Americans traveling today for the Thanksgiving holiday. Here in central Massachusetts, no major traffic delays tonight. Here's a look at Route 290 in Worcester. Some moderate traffic moving in both directions. Now look at similar conditions on I-90 earlier this evening. Train service as well was also very busy today throughout the area. Union Station was busy earlier today, but this evening only a few people just coming and going on MBTA and Amtrak. We caught up with a few passengers to see if they experienced any travel delays getting to their destination.
But I think they should have more trains coming and going, and like during the day, because there's not that many trains. So, I look forward to riding the train. I enjoy it. It's a time to just sit back a couple hours, you know what I mean, and relax, and either have some alone time, some downtime, or just speak with your loved one, wherever you're going, whether you're traveling, good conversation.
Was it a easy trip in here?
It was great on the Amtrak. It was a nice ride. I basically sat in the cafe and just chilled.
It was a beautiful ride. It's easy, it's travel, and I even get to see my yearly train buddy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a woman who comes down from North Adams, and she travels to Boston, and we recognize each other each year, and we always visit and chat and catch up, and then we don't see each other for another year.
A lot of people traveling far and wide also brings a lot of security, and that was certainly the case at Boston's Logan Airport. Travelers urged to arrive early at the airport to get through security ahead of their flight. Those we spoke with say security is a concern given the recent terror attacks in Paris, but it isn't stopping them or altering their travel plans.
Nerve-wracking to think about stuff like that can happen anywhere.
We can't stop living because of fear. It's a spirit that holds us down, and we need to continue on, living our lives.
There is no credible threat that's been discovered with respect to certainly Massachusetts and the rest of New England, which is what I know something about.
Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker also says the state government is in constant communication with the federal government. Tonight, Worcester police are looking for the driver who hit a police officer and then fled the scene. It happened in downtown Worcester between Grafton and Franklin Streets. Alicia Palumbo has the latest details on the investigation.
Police are looking for a hit-and-run driver after an off-duty Worcester police officer working a construction detail directing traffic on Grafton Street Wednesday morning was struck by a car that then took off.
All I saw was the officer kind of hobble over. I was next to the hole. I ran up to him to see if he could try to help him up and walk him away, get him out of the roadway. And that was about it. He called in for a supervisor, and then they had an ambulance came in and took him away.
Worcester police say the unnamed officer was transported to UMass Medical Center with a left leg injury that was not considered serious. Investigators say the driver of the car, described as a dark-colored sedan, may have been affected by solar glare and may have thought the car struck a construction cone.
We didn't even get to really see the vehicle happen so fast.
But Ricciardi Brothers construction worker John Current says with traffic as slow and controlled as it was around the construction site, the accident shouldn't have happened.
This traffic, you can see how it's so slow. It's just other people being careless.
Alicia Palumbo, Worcester News Tonight.
Also in Massachusetts, the state police say Thanksgiving is a time to show appreciation by giving to those in need. Today, more than 150 police academy recruits and troopers volunteered across the state. They did everything from cleaning to painting to serving food alongside community organizations. We caught up with some officers in Worcester today. Organizers say they are grateful to have the help.
This is the first year we've had them there. It's a great new relationship, and it's wonderful for us to get to know them and them to get to know our community, because eventually they're going to be our state policemen out there on the roads, and so they know where South Worcester is. They've met some of our families. Hopefully it's a great start of a good relationship.
One of tonight's cooking competitions on the Food Network featured a chef from right here in Worcester, and getting some national attention is sure to help his career as he prepares to make his mark here in the city.
For Jared Foreman, it was a cooking competition unlike anything he's ever been a part of.
It's not just about your cooking prowess. but it's also about your ability to outsmart somebody else.
The New York native appearing on Food Network's Cutthroat Kitchen, competing against other cooks in a Thanksgiving-themed show.
I made Thanksgiving dinner, so it was just roast turkey breast and cranberry sauce and stuffing and a little bit of pan gravy.
At the restaurant where he works, his coworkers watch the episode with him.
Great, do it, you know. It's got to be fun, you know, it gives you a chance to win some money and pay some bills, because this experience opening a restaurant is we've been eating a lot of ramen noodles, if that makes sense.
When he's not doing a series of odd cooking challenges, Foreman is hard at work getting things ready at Dead Horse Hill Restaurant, set to open next year.
I've had Jared's food before. I know he's a great chef, very talented. It was a lot of fun to kind of watch the show and see how he was portrayed kind of on the network.
And the episode turned out great for Foreman, who ended up winning the competition, pocketing $11,000.
It felt really good once I won and I was able to pay rent and get new tires on my car.
Now, having already seen the episode, Foreman said tonight he prepared a Thanksgiving meal for 8 people, which was a walk in the park compared to the cooking competition. Well, speaking of cooking, a family in Sourhbridge is working to make sure no one spends Thanksgiving hungry this year. And they say everyone is welcome to their house. Our Olivia Lemon spoke with the Carrascos earlier today.
I'm not sure how many people are going to show up, but me and my family are hoping for dozens to help others.
8-year-old Sam Carrasco is helping his parents set up for a Thanksgiving dinner. This is the 4th year the Carrasco family will provide meals to the Sourhbridge community.
I think it's helpful to reach out to the community and feeding everybody that doesn't have food.
Esteban and Rebecca Carrasco expect to feed close to 200 families. They say everyone is welcome to join them for dinner at the Elm Street Congregational Church, but they'll also deliver meals to those who can't make it.
It's for anybody that, you know, doesn't have the family or doesn't have the way to just meet and talk and have family to share a meal with.
Even if you have the means to make your own meal at home, but you just want to be part of the community, come on out. You can volunteer, you can sit and eat with us.
Rebecca says she knows how tough the holidays can be for people if they are alone. She says anyone who may be lonely should join their family Thursday. The Carrascos say their kids love to work together and help others. It's something they've taught their children from a young age.
My favorite part was working together.
Make people happy, yeah. Like they have a family who can support them, at least for one day.
Almost all of the food the family is serving has been donated, and it seems to be the kids' favorite part.
We're having turkey and mashed potatoes,
Pie, macaroni and cheese, and also
sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Who wouldn't want to have Thanksgiving dinner with those cute kids? Now, sticking with food, it's no secret your Thanksgiving meal is sure to rack up the calories. Tim McCone has some ideas how to stay healthy, or at least healthier.
The classic apple pie.
Definitely pumpkin pie.
Apple pies?
For many, dessert is a big part of the Thanksgiving meal. At Mrs. Mack's Bakery, they're working around the clock to make sure customers have their pies in time for the big day.
We were here till 2 o'clock last night, this morning, and then back in at 5:30.
Mrs. Mack's say they make between 500 and 600 pies for Thanksgiving. And for many, it's a tradition.
They've grown up, they've had our cakes, but now they bring them their grandkids, and they have the cakes and the pies. It wouldn't be a Thanksgiving without their Mrs. Mack's apple pie.
For those feeling guilty, clinical dietitian Anna Palucha says portions are important, but it's okay to indulge in those tasty treats on Thanksgiving.
So you definitely can enjoy your desserts and enjoy that special recipe that your aunt only makes once a year, but make sure that for the rest of the days it doesn't become a 6-week binge fast.
Palucha says there are things you can do to try and eat healthy.
Focus on your friends and family around you, and focus on the gratitude for the holidays rather than the overconsumption of food.
For others, they say those delicious foods are what tomorrow is all about.
It's basically just everybody sits down, dig in, and we just shove as much food as possible that we can into our stomachs.
Tim McCone,